Hey, what's up everybody? Shadow here. Welcome back to another video. Glad you guys could stop by. Today we are going to be talking about the one and only piece of crap that is probably sitting in your game library right now. Biggest waste of aluminum and plastic. Destiny. We're going to be talking about Destiny and their most recent escapade in trying to take the players' money and how much of a dick move it is even after they said that future expansions were going to be free. Now before I start this video, I'd like to clarify a couple things really quick. You may be wondering, first of all, is this a rant or is this like rambling about stuff? Oh no, child. This is definitely a rant. The other thing I wanted to say about this video is that this video is both going to include a short version of my rant and obviously the full version of my rant. Now, because I know we are very, very busy people, times are tough, things have gone faster and faster. Obviously, your schedule is full of a lot of things that you have to take care of and are very important, but I also want you to fully experience the content of this video. So what I decided to do was make both a short version of this rant and a long version of this rant, i.e. I'm going to include a 30-second compressed version of this video literally right after I finish talking right now, and the longer version is going to continue on after that video. So if you decide to stay for the full thing, you get to experience both the short and the full version of this rant. If you don't, well, you still get a piece of what I'm talking about. So without further ado, let me include the short version of my rant about Destiny Rise of Iron. Alrighty, this video goes out to Bungie and Activision, both of the companies that made the game Destiny and all the expansions to come. So this is coming from a person who has dumped a good 30 days worth of gameplay into. I have experienced all of the raids, I have beat hard mode, I have done Trials of Osiris both the first and second year while it was out. I have experienced almost everything that there is to experience in Destiny. So let me just make that certain before I make this next claim. You are scum. No. Let me go ahead and say it again for you, just in case if you couldn't hear me the first time.
How would you like to suck my balls?
And you're probably sitting there thinking, oh, this is the part where he's playing a joke and then he's going to be all serious now and give me the real constructive review of Destiny, how they can get better. No. This is 100% how I really feel about Destiny. There are no pranks in this video. There are no cameras. This is actually how I feel about Destiny at the moment. So if you guys haven't experienced Destiny in its golden ages, which was probably the first 6 months of it being released, if you guys haven't experienced that, it was a fantastic time. You know, for those 6 months, I actually had fun with the game. It was fun. There wasn't a lot of story to go around, but we just assumed that DLC would eventually carry it over later because, you know, like most games now, they come with the season pass, alright? That's what we expected. However, if you guys have played Destiny, or if you guys haven't played Destiny, that didn't happen. So when Bungie introduced microtransactions into their game, they said that they were going to use the money from the microtransactions and help to pay for future DLCs. What they didn't tell us is that those future DLCs included little tiny little community events where there was sparrow racing for 5 days, or there was a Crimson Doubles game mode for like 2 days, and you could get special armor, and that's what the DLC was. It wasn't anything special. It was no expansion. There was no raid. There was no strikes. There were no extra missions. This is what they were talking about. And now, the funny thing is, they released this brand new thing called Rise of Iron after all the players have abandoned the game from being lied to, literally lied to. I've mentioned this before. Bungie has lied to us. After they have lied to us, they expect us to pay $30 for the content that we were promised was going to be free later on in the years to come, which is a lie, and which I'm pretty sure is why no one is going to buy this DLC if they even respect themselves or have a backbone. Literally all of this hatred and anger towards Bungie in their game could have been neutralized and eradicated had Bungie been completely honest with the consumers from day one. They literally could have just said the microtransactions that will be available in the future will help fund many events that will go throughout the game's life to help enhance and make the game flourish. They did not need to go ahead and leave it up to the assumption of the consumer, leave it vague enough for the consumer to think that that would include season passes and full-fledged DLCs. Honestly, personally myself, I wouldn't have minded paying for another season pass or a couple more DLCs, because that is the new norm of games nowadays. If you go to a store and you see a game on a shelf for $60, often there is an optional, quotations on optional, $30 to $50 season pass that you can pay to enhance the game or give you more content. The only problem with Destiny is that the only DLC that we have seen so far was expansions that included raid strikes and other stuff, and DLCs were the only way to increase your light cap past the original amount. Similar to World of Warcraft, you need to buy the expansions to level up your character automatically. It's just how it works. The problem comes when you start introducing these mini events and you don't call them DLC, you just call them mini events. And then when the time comes for there to be quote unquote free DLC, you label these mini events as free DLC when honestly, they are not DLC. Those are optional events that you decide to put in the game, and obviously we see it as a, oh, we're just adding some more stuff because we can. But you labeled it as DLC. You took advantage of the simple concept of DLC and how vague you labeled DLC in your opinion, and ultimately took our money. And as you're finding out now, it's not working out for you because no one's playing your game and no one is buying your content. And this is the other thing that frustrates me, is because the way they decided to take back customers and get sales up was they sold us the Gjallarhorn. Now, if you haven't played Destiny before, I wouldn't expect you to understand the vastness and the power of the Gjallarhorn, but imagine any game that you've played where they've offered a weapon that is superior to any other weapon available, and the only way that you were able to play a mission with your friends is if you had this specific gun, which got it done very easily and with little stress. That is what this gun was. And honestly, it was a very, very, very powerful gun, because when you try to queue up for raids, often people would kick you if you did not own the Gjallarhorn. However, year 2 comes around, people realize, hey, this thing is way overpowered, and Bungie didn't like that. They didn't like it that people were getting kicked from parties simply because they didn't have this weapon. So what do? They nerf the Gjallarhorn so damn hard that it becomes completely useless. But now it's coming back, and the only way to get it is if you pre-order Destiny Rise of Iron for $30. When I saw that, considering how much time and energy and just focus I've invested into this game, considering how much I loved this game once at one point, that was the biggest slap in the face I've ever received from a company ever. Worse than anything that Call of Duty has ever done, worse than any other time the company has tried to screw over a portion of the players, and honestly sealed the fate for Destiny in my opinion. When I sat down and saw that, I realized I am never playing Destiny ever again. And that's about it. That is my opinion on Destiny, the Rise of Iron. That's my opinion on the Iron Gjallarhorn pre-order bonus and the future of Destiny. This game's supposed to last 7 more years. I can't see it doing that. I can't see it lasting 2 more years and making a 5-year lasting impression. I can't see it, because as it stands right now, Destiny's dead. No one's playing it, and this is only going to sour the mind of any other person that would even consider playing this game. If you haven't played Destiny before, don't waste your time with it. Don't give any more money to Activision or Bungie. They don't deserve it. You don't need to waste your money on such a corrupt and pitiful game. And normally at this point, I'd have some sort of glimmer of hope for any other company that would have this type of issue where it was game breaking, or it just frustrated me, or the game was just broken and not working. I'd honestly sometimes even have a little glimmer of hope saying hopefully their game gets better. Honestly, I don't see it happening. I don't wish that their game gets better, honestly. I hope that they receive no more success from this game than they already have. And with that said, rest in peace Destiny, rest in peace Bungie, and rest in peace yet again another one of Activision's money-making scams.